Everyone, this is Nafees and you're watching the Nafees Learner Zone. So the wait is over for all the 10th standard students that the previous time when the exams been cancelled on the 14th of this month, Dr. Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank has told that there will be an objective criterion will be developed on which your result will be decided. So there was a lot of confusion. You may find a lot of videos, lot of posts where they just say that there is something they are going to develop. Finally the wait is over and the objective criterion has been released by the board. Officially they have sent mails to all the principals. I had received the mail few minutes back and making this video so that I summarize it, because the circular what we have got is of 18 pages. The 18 pages circular which contains lot of things which are required for the school, for the student, everything. So I will just summarize it, what's required for the student. Let's look at that, what is there, how your result will be decided. Where every year the board exam been conducted, this year without the board exam, how the CBSE is going to decide your result. Okay, so let me tell you without wasting much time. The 100 marks what you are going to get total out of total, the maximum 100 marks has been previously been divided as 20 internal assessment marks and 80 board examination. So the 20 internal assessment marks remains as it is, how it was. So lot of schools have already filled it and already been uploaded to the board. Majority of the schools have already done it. The remaining 80 marks which you were supposed to write in the board exam are divided in three different categories. The first category is your periodic assessments. The periodic test PT1, PT2 or PT3 you might have written in your school, either in offline mode or online mode. It doesn't matter for the board, whichever the mode it might be. That's the first one. That carries the weightage of 10 marks out of 80. The second one is the midterm examination. Midterm examination at the around 50 to 60% of the syllabus which has been conducted. The midterm examinations weightage will be of 30%. Yeah, 30% will be the weightage given for the midterm examination, and the remaining 40% will be on pre-board examination. Yeah, so 10 plus 30 plus 40, totally 80. So all these exams might have been conducted in online or offline, it doesn't matter at all. Okay, so maybe you are feeling like you're going to get very good marks, might have written online examination or offline, or maybe some may think that schools may give it, whatever the case is. Let me tell you one more thing. The board wants to get a result which is unbiased and something a fair result, which should not be something like there are chances that I had in my previous video when the board has cancelled exam, I told you how can we get impartial result. How can we get impartial result was a big question. So now we can say board has done something to get an impartial result, but not exactly also that actually will trouble also. So what is that? The thing is, the board is going to form a examination committee, a result committee comprising of totally around 7 members. 5 members or 8 members, sorry, 5 members of 5 subjects of your school. 5 subjects of your school, 5 subject teachers, chaired by the chairperson for that result committee will be the principal of the school. Totally 6 members plus 2 members from other school. Yeah, it's just like the squad or the external examiners we do have in different exam. Same way there will be 2 members, 2 teachers who are teaching for class 10 in any neighboring schools in the locality, has to be selected by the chairperson of the result committee, and two members. Board may, they had mentioned board may allot two more members as an external examiner who will be present during finalization of the result of the students. Yes, so it's not only about one teacher is going to do or one principal is going to do, so it's a committee comprised of external members also. Okay, this is one thing. A bigger shock than that is actually, this is the major challenge actually. The challenge is the schools. So there are chances that as the students has written online examination, or maybe there may not be fair presentation of the mark sheet or something in front of the examination committee. So what board has done to moderate the result, moderate the fair result, is a school cannot give a result more than their previous year's result. Maybe there might be fluctuation plus or minus 2, that's it. In the sense, let me explain to you properly. If it will be taken from the last 3 years of board examination, that is 17-18, 18-19 and 19-20. In these 3 years, whatever the school has got the result, that results, whichever is the highest in that, so it can, one review year will be taken and board will select that. Okay, so it's something like, suppose if in a subject, say suppose in science subject, in out of the 3 year, the best in particular year, say in 2018-19, the students, there are 20% of the student has got more than 70 out of 80 marks in the board examination, more than 20%. So this year it should not be plus or minus 2 more than that 20%. So maximum by 22% of the students can be awarded with that particular marks. Only if your school's previous batch students has got that. If there are only 3 students got between 60 to 70 out of 80, 60 to 70 out of 80, then the 3 students out of whatever the percentage, whatever the students were there, say something the previous batch had 50 students, out of 50 students 3 students got 70 above, then that is going to be the 6%, that is 6% of the total strength has got 90 above. Now in this year's result, maximum 8% students can be given 970 and above in science. Same way it's applicable for all subjects. Even though this year there might be students who may score much better than the previous batches, the board has designed in such a way that we can't. Even though willingly we enter, the board has designed that software in such a way that once we enter the result in that portal, in the web portal, CBSE portal, that is automatically going to reject in case if that is it not in line with previous year's results. That's a big confusion. There are puzzle which has been came in front of us. So it is a big challenge, and students also will be in confusion now about the result, and the schools also to finalize. So it's something like, even in case if the students were doing better, that now your result depends on purely your previous year's batches, how they had performed. If something 30% of the student, if something, say 30% of the student has got below 60%, in the previous year, one review year which has taken, then this year's result also, that 30% of the students will get below 60 in that particular subject. It has to be given based on result. Even though your mark sheets, the mark sheets which will be presented in front of the external examiner may have out of out marks, may have very high marks, then too the result has to be moderated based on these points, these criteria. Okay, and all those mark sheets has to be packed and sealed. So whatever you had written previously, the periodic assessment, midterm and pre-board examination, if the schools has conducted multiple examinations, then the average of that or the best out of that two or three what's been conducted can be taken. That has to be checked by those all committee members who will decide the result, and it has to be sealed and kept for the review, where the board is going to appoint two external members and they are going to visit later on and check that in accordance with the result. And if there is a big challenge being given, something like a shock being given to the school, that if that's not in accordance with the given result, or it's something like if the result has been given so liberally, biased way, in the unfair means, if it has happened, CBSE has warned schools that it may de-affiliate the schools. It may de-affiliate the school. It may not allow the 10th standard, further 10th standard batches from the school, or may not declare this result until the proper proofs been presented in front of them. Okay, so there are a lot of things. So that's a good move from the CBSE to get the fair result. We can say in one way, we can say that's a good move to get a fair result. And second thing is, there is a big question: what if this batch students were much better compared to the previous batches? It will be an injustice. There might be some schools, the students might not have done properly in the previous years, and whereas this year they might have been prepared properly, the schools might have improved, the students might be good, but still CBSE are tied our hands in that. That's actually is what is making me worried, and probably from this most of the schools will be worried of that. And one more thing about the schools which has newly started or something like those who are, there is a first batch of CBSE class 10 in that school. For them, board will give that review, something like based on the national average, state average and city averages. It will give a moderating, the board itself will do it. That will be available in the school's login, and based on that only they can give result. They are also not free saying that we don't have previous batches, this is the first and our batch students are so top level, and there also there is some moderating parameters been given. It will be available in the school login. Okay, so these there are a lot of other points been there. These are the things which you all should be aware of, how your result will be decided. And then there is a timeline, the dates. So let's see what are the dates in which these things has to be complete. Complete process is going to start from 5th May. That's today, 1st of May. From 5th May, the result committee has to be formed. So what I told you about the 8 members committee, that committee will be formed by 5th May, and on 5th May itself the board will give the schools the previous board results on which this year's result has to be moderated. And by 10th of May, the complete documents what has to be presented. So the pre-board examination papers, then the midterm papers or the periodic assessment, all those records which are available in the schools, whatever been conducted, that has to be kept ready by 10th of May. And then by 15th of May, in case if any students, if the majority of students are already appeared for the examination, and in case if you have missed the examination, couldn't attain the examination, then such examination has to be conducted either in online mode or offline mode, whichever is comfortable for them, or based on the conditions, the lockdowns, whatever is happening. So whichever the mode possible has to be conducted. So online mode, if it is conducted, don't again think you'll get a better option where you can get good score. Again the moderation comes into act. Then after that, finally the result has to be finalized by the school by 25th of this May. 25th of May. The result has to be finalized by the committee. There won't be any change further, and that has to be uploaded to the board website by 5th June, and 20th June will be your result day. Okay, so this is the timeline until your result also. You hope you have got it. And CBSE has strictly told it is not going to allow any correction changes in the result once submitted. There is no chance, and there is nothing of any availability of photocopy, revaluation, recorrection. There will be no such options this year, as the examination been conducted in school level and students might have checked it earlier only, so there will be no further such things will be allowed. In case if the students couldn't get the passing marks, passing criteria, if the student has not got it, pass marks, then he or she will be given an opportunity to appear in the compartment examination. That will be conducted once the result has been declared in the school level only, online or offline mode, and that marks will be uploaded to the board again, the compartment. And if in case any students are not satisfied with the result, as probably as you have got it on the 14th of April itself, that you will be given an opportunity to appear for examination. So looking at this criteria, there might be chances that the board has to arrange the examination where many students may appear for that. That again depends on students' mentality and what they get the result. So that's what is given in that notice. It will be the PDF link also. The link of that also will be posted in this in the details of this description below. Please go through that if you want, and if you are having any doubts, write it down in the comment section below, or for further more updates, if you are waiting for further about when it has what has been started, and if there are any changes board brings, if you want to know that, kindly subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon for the notification, and please share this with your friends.